Hey you guys, happy Thursday, happy New Year. 2024 is in the house. It ain't going away for a while. I have somebody special in the room. Y'all see her all the time. Can we give it up for Miss Toni Bear? Toni Bear is here.
Hello. Happy New Year, everybody. Maiekayla, año.
Repeat that. How you say that?
Is that what it is, Kuya?
What does that mean?
Happy year. Nuevo año.
In what? Spanish?
It's a mix of Spanish and Taglish.
All right,
You're
you guys,
welcome.
we have a special topic today. The topic is make it or break it.
Yay.
Are you ready for our game show?
Dun, da, da, da.
Da-da-da-da. You don't win nothing. We're on a tight budget over here.
Very tight.
All right. I'm just going to take this off. All right, you guys. So 2024 is here. Do we have financial goals, Toni?
Absolutely. I think everybody should have financial goals, whether it's short-term or long-term or passive or active.
All right. Okay.
So many options.
You trying to be rich or broke this year?
Here we go. We are not going to be broke. That
Hallelujah.
is not a joke.
Okay, but real talk, you guys. I think this is a really good topic. We're both entrepreneurs. But there are ways, if you're not a business owner, to still be wise with your money, right?
Right.
All right, girl. Well, we're going to talk about some tips and some things. Actually, Toni and I, we seen each other last minute. It was unplanned, but we had a really good talk in the car. We were talking about, like
Frugality.
being frugal. Is it frugal? Frugal.
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 Yes. There was a store called McFrugals. I remember growing up in the Bay Area. You guys had it. It was your version of Pick and Save or Big Lots.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
McFrugals. Yeah, there was one on, I think, Autumn Mall Parkway.
Thanks, girl.
You're welcome.
From me back in the days. All right, you guys. So I think a lot of people, they think money is the way to happiness. What are your thoughts about that, Toni Bear?
Define happiness. People think money will bring them joy and or what is it called? Stability. But everyone's chasing different things. But money definitely doesn't bring me happiness. It contributes to my happiness, but it does not justify my happiness. Because I feel like I said, money is like a belief system, right? So you're hoping that this money is going to get you things. But after those things are no longer in use, are you still happy?
That's true.
No.
Because happiness and all of those stuff, like, money is temporary. Because I thought about it, too. Like, you could still gain the world. Did you really gain the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, I meet a lot of people who has money or who are up there in their status and stuff, but they're like still after a chase, like nothing is gonna satisfy them still. You know what I mean?
Right. And you're always in that rat race of hoping and wanting more. And it's great to want more. You want to always elevate your financial legacy or your financial freedom, but also, you're just chasing a dream. And if you're gonna stress over it, it's not fun and it's not healthy. I think it's the challenge of getting your financial freedom and legacy is the goal. It's your why. It's your purpose for what you're making money in.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. So I think this is a really good topic, especially for Toni and I. I think we're always surrounded by people who are doing a lot of flashy things, a lot of extravagant things, and it's fun, it's awesome and everything. Like, I think everybody should experience something extravagant at least once in their lives. But I want to jump on this more. I think I get this a lot. I think, like, when I joined the beauty pageant a while back, and I was always dressed in gowns, always had, like, the best experiences. I was eating, like, 5-star restaurants, doing red carpet events and just like going to different brands and all of these fun stuff. And I think a lot of people had like a specific idea of me, like, oh,
Right.
Maiekayla's a baller, she's rich, and it's just stuff like that. And I've even had people comment on like, oh, well, Maiekayla, she has all of this, why can't she spend money over here, you know? And I go to events like every day, but I want to talk about the reality of that. And I don't think that's just for me. I think that's also something.
Well, I think that's for everybody, especially social media nowadays. Like a lot of people are only projecting or putting on their best foot forward, whether it's their looks or their items, materials, what they own, where they're going, the lavish life. But at the end of the day, everybody sleeps in pajamas and or, you know, bleeds the same blood. So
I bleed your blood, girl.
So, you know, we don't want to always have that perfect image, but also like today you were saying, hey, I want to put makeup on you, but it's like, well, today I don't want to put on makeup, right? And that's just a choice, but it's not always going to be flashy. It's not always going to be a red carpet event. Like you come one day without makeup and people wonder like, oh, well, how, you know, are you okay?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, like, oh,
are you
look tired.
Are you depressed? Maiekayla has been going through it. She hasn't been wearing makeup. Girl, no.
Yeah, it's okay not
my
to
new
wear
Korean
makeup.
skincare.
Yeah, and you're promoting natural beauty, and I think that's okay. But with money, it's a lot of you know, false narratives too, especially if you're in the industry of performing and entertainment. You know, I grew up in the MTV world where everybody was flashy, music videos and, you know, yachts and things, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, not everybody's there yet. Until you make it to that music video, you're like, you're still struggling artist, right? So.
That's true. You know what's crazy? It's crazy that you brought that up, because I remember when I started singing. So you guys, I have a blue Honda Civic. Her name is Shawanka. She's 2005. She's born in 2005. She squeaks when she moves. When you close the door, she squeaks a little bit more. Sometimes the AC don't work. Sometimes the radio don't work.
You need to put that WD-40 on that bad boy.
Sometimes the window don't work. And I remember when I would go to these events, like actually it came to a point that the people I was doing business with, because I was going to, like, I was performing a lot, right? And then people has like this specific image of me. So the people, there was a time that the people who I was doing business with even told me, Maiekayla, you should get a prettier car. Okay. And they said that this doesn't match your image. I was like, that's the thing. Like, it kind of felt like people are starting to create my image. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to the point, like, things aren't as flashy as people think, and I think I want to emphasize on that. Like, and I was just telling Toni earlier too, like, with everything that other people sees of me, like, if I, in all honesty, you guys, I really don't be spending money like that.
Right.
So if I'm being completely honest, like all of those things, like the 5-star restaurant, if I was riding in a limo, if I was wearing those gowns and everything, if I were to spend a dime on that, like I would be very, very, very broke. But like all of this does come with sponsorships. It's because other businesses wanted me to promote, or it's because other businesses, they just wanted to treat me out. And they, you know, it's all business. And out of like friendships too, like, like a lot, like my gowns, those are all, I would have never spent, I only spent money on a gown, and that's one time. Even like growing up, like in high school, like prom gowns and stuff, like I never had one that was mine, you know what I'm saying? So I do want to talk about the importance of being frugal. And I think it's very easy too for people to come into that concept, like not just keeping up with the Joneses, or
or the Jones,
or you know, keeping up with Maiekayla, like
right, or keeping up with your neighbor or across the street.
I think it's not just keeping up with the Jones, but I think it's also like you kind of have to watch the people that you're around, because the people around you could sometimes not manipulate you, but kind of could influence you not to appreciate what you have. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's that saying, you are, you know, birds of a feather flock together. So if you're able to, not everybody wants to level up in their financial gains, you know, as far as like people who love to shop or who love to fill the void by, you know, retail therapy, right? And that's okay.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about. I was just talking to somebody about that. Because that is true. Okay, go ahead, keep talking. I'm not a therapist.
Yeah, so people fill that void, whether, from a paycheck, it's like, oh, I'm going to go, go buy more clothes or buy the latest shoes or whatever. But that's your prerogative. But how are you leveling up, and who are you around that's encouraging your habits, your spending habits? Or are you trying to level up by maybe investing or saving? So you have to surround yourself with people that are going to grow with you or help you grow, especially in financial literacy. It's, this world, especially this country, it's, we're driven by material things every day. There's your phone, there's TV, there's the stores, especially here in Vegas. Like, everybody's flashy, living lavish, but reality is everything costs a lot. And if everyone still spends that every day, like, it's not an ideal economy. But so make it or break it. The make it part is make that money, but don't break your bank.
Yes,
spending
ma'am.
it on stuff. And speaking of frugal, you're probably, I know you and I are both very frugal.
Yeah, I had her pay for my lunch. Let me tell you, that's how frugal
and I ate her lunch. So there you go.
I am the lunch. Just kidding. I'm dessert, baby. No, but it's true about being frugal. I think, like, also growing up, I was never picky. Like, I would eat whatever's there. I ate food that was nasty. Like, even if I were to pretend I threw it up, my mom would still make me finish my whatever I spit out. She's like, you're gonna eat that. So, like, that was like my mindset. And, like, growing up, I never went shopping for clothes because I always was told, like, you should save your money for rainy days.
Right.
Clothes is just a luxury. Like, as long as your body is covered for your health and you're protected and you're, you know what I'm saying, like.
Well, I think that's the culture too.
Yeah.
Like, our family coming here, we're told to save. We're told to make sure you save for a rainy day. But I have learned that I do not like to save. I like to invest my money so that it is consistently working for me. So that way, in the future, I have 3 kids, so it's like we're not just saving our money. We're investing it so that hopefully it'll be ready for us when we are in the retirement phase, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not telling everybody to invest, but if you like to save, great. If you're making a good interest on your savings, fantastic. But reality is nobody's really making that unless you're really putting your money to work. So, and that's where the real estate game comes in for me and my business.
For you, yeah.
But yeah, everybody's different. You have your side hustle, whether it's online drop ship stuff or whatever it is. Make your money, but don't break the bank. Don't buy things that you don't absolutely need, I think, or buy it on sale.
See, it's good, too, that you said invest, because I think people think that just saving your money means, like, that's the way to do it, and that's how you're protecting your money, but it's also smart to invest. But you also have to think about, like, business is a gamble. Right. I mean, then again, everything is a gamble.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do have financial advisors in my life, like, who are licensed and everything, and I have accounts to make sure, because they explain it. I'll bring in somebody one of these days to explain, like, the rule of 72 and everything. But it's very smart, because the more years that you have your money invested into these, I don't know exactly the name of the accounts. I have, like, different ones, and there's, like, different percentages over time.
Right.
But like, the longer that you have it getting started, the more time it builds and everything. And if, like, for me, I have, like, certain accounts where it's already automatic. I don't even think about it being taken out. So if you guys have a financial advisor, I think it's very smart to get with them. Like, you could even invest, like, just $25 a month. There's different accounts. I really don't know the names of them, but it's like you're already spending this somewhere, and some of these things, they're not even being taxed. So I think it's very smart. And sometimes it's not always best to go to the bank. Sometimes there's other accounts. But anyways, that's another topic.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is, like, people are so driven with the idea of going to the bank and putting their money in a savings.
Because that's all that they know of is the bank, right?
Yeah.
But you have to understand, too, the bank, where they're the money that they're getting in, they're also investing that on the back end. So all those times that you guys are borrowing money, and then all those times that you're paying back with credit cards, those are all interest rates. Like, do you know how much debt America has? It's because of also these systems that they have in place, like with credit cards, falling back on them.
It's an accountability factor too. So it's like, if I never was told that credit cards had interest rates, well, growing up, we never talked about money. It was very
save your money,
and that's that. So in college, they have the free T-shirts, they have the free things. So you're like, oh, let me sign up for this credit card. Although I had I had a jobs and I was able to pay off my credit cards, you don't know what interest rates are until you finally understand it when you're in it. So that's how people get into debt. And I remember in college, you are so driven by like, oh, I'm financially responsible for myself. I can pay that, no worries. And then when you see the interest rates pile on, because you have 3 or 4 credit cards that they got you on, you're like, oh, that's what they meant. Then you learn on your own. So it has to be the generational education to your kids or family members, and teach them, early, so that they're not making those mistakes, as soon as they step onto a college campus and like, oh, well, I can afford that. I have a credit card.
Yeah.
No, you can't, because at the end of the day, you're going to be paying, not on the principal. So, I try to teach that to my kids. It's important to save, but also treat yourself. It's okay. You don't have to cheat yourself by not buying nice things, but, not if you can't afford it.
See, that's the thing, too. I remember when I had my clothing business, it made me want to, like, tell everybody, oh, you should want to buy clothes. But in all honesty, I think there's a part of me, too, that was like, Maiekayla, you don't even buy clothes. Why are you telling all these other people to buy clothes? But in all honesty, if you don't have the money for it, like, you have to discipline yourself to be okay with what you have. And until you have the time to make that money to get the next thing that you want, then go ahead, do it. But I think, like, my sisters and I, we always talk about, like, saving money. Like, we all save money pretty good, but we save money differently. Right. Like, my younger sister, she saves money so she has money to spend. You get what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I'm going to save up so I can go out and eat boba. And then, like, and then my other sister would be like, okay, well, I'm going to have college or something. Like, this is what I'm going to... Yeah, like a long term. So I think those are kind of... Some people, they think that they save, but you have to also save for rainy days and save for the bigger picture. I think that's what's really going to set you apart from everybody else.
Right.
And then also another thing that I recommend is paying everything annually. Like, paying everything as much as possible all at once, rather than being on a payment plan or anything that's going to have an interest rate or anything like for example, I pay my my car insurance all at once, just so you don't get hit with those monthly things if you're able to, because like you'll be saving like hundreds down the road.
Here's the thing. If we're talking about breaking the bank, what are your secrets? Because I know you like to shop frugal and you like to save money. So I know your lashes come in bulk, right? So she buys a bulk in pack. I've seen them. And, some people buy these like magnetic lashes for like $15, $20 each or whatever. But you buy yours in bulk. And so you save a little bit on that. I know we shop real frugal on like certain types of shoes and whatnot.
Yeah.
I love me a flannel and a T-shirt and some jeans. Used to get dressed up back in the day. Now I'm chill with what I have. But if I want to spend... it's got to be quality stuff too, So you feel, okay, I invested a little bit in this. There's a return. If I wear it, I feel better. But the everyday stuff, like what's important to you and how do you spend it?
Okay, first of all, you are right. I do have bulks of lashes.
I love it, girl.
All right,
and you make it look good.
Let me tell you, I only spent less than $5 on 25 lashes, 25 pairs of lashes. Okay, and the thing is, I get to reuse them. Pop them off. Look, I'm about to tell you right now. Where's the camera? Right here?
Where's the secret? Secret?
Okay, look. You see,
Maiekayla's secret. Here you
girl,
go.
it ain't even popping off. Hold up. That's how good the glue is, too. You see that? I pulled that and nothing came up. Right?
Oh.
All right, and let me tell you about these earrings. Okay, so I seen on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, these are less than $1, okay? Okay, so this is the thing. I'm not trying to walk around here and pretend I have, like, real
diamonds or
real diamonds. Don't get me wrong, I do wear real diamonds, but these aren't real diamonds. But what I mean is, like...
fashion jewelry.
Or, like, you know, I'm also not here trying to walk around with some, like, fake Chanel with Canel, you know what I'm saying?
Canel.
Or like fake Gucci with Fucci, you know what I'm saying? But I would still wear a very nice purse or something like good quality. But like all of my stuff, I guess like I didn't really think about like shopping and everything until like I didn't start shopping until I got my first job, you guys. Like until like I was in college. Because understand, I never wore makeup either. So I didn't start wearing makeup until like later. But then I used to go to like a lot of trade shows and they would have all of these big wholesale deals. So if you could get things wholesale, I'm always up with wholesale. And it also started because I had my clothing business, so I kind of knew where to get those things too. Yeah. And then I'm just like, I would never spend full price on something again.
And that's the fun part is when you know, when you have your own business, you know what they're selling for wholesale, you know what to mark it up or how they mark it up and what you're purchasing it at retail. So then you're like, no, I'm not going to get fooled by that. I'm going to make sure I buy it in, you know, in a wholesale bulk or from my vendor.
So Shein is somewhere I shop a lot. Secondly, my shoes. Oh, let me show you guys my shoes. They're only $7, you guys.
Okay, let's see them.
Ooh.
All right, girl.
Yeah, but they kind of looking crusty. All right, so like that, there's actually a shoe store here in Vegas. Oh, right across over here. It's on Maryland.
She brought me there.
I did.
I liked it.
I did, right?
Okay, yeah.
It looked a little sketchy. You're not allowed to have phones. I don't even know if I'm allowed to be talking about it on radio.
We don't talk about this club. It's the shoe club.
It's like a $2, $3... I think that's the name of it. $1, $2, $3.
I don't know what it's called. I don't even think it has a name.
Wholesale. I don't know, but it's here in Vegas, somewhere on Maryland Parkway. You guys gotta go shopping there. Like all my shoes are from there. And you know what? Honestly, good character. You will always have the hookups wherever you're at. That's what I believe. Like if you have good attitude, good character, people likes you, and then they gonna take care of you. Hey, my friend works at Jordan's. Oh, that's my homegirl. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. I don't know. That's my... If you could DIY stuff, DIY it. Do not go to somebody else to design it. Do not go to anybody else to do the labor. Do it. That's my opinion.
Your 2 cents.
That's my 2
Literally,
cents.
your 2 cents.
Also, like, if... I don't know. I guess, like, don't spend unless you have to. But also... Don't take advantage of other people too. Like learn how to give back to other people. Some people like they're just gonna keep paying for you. Learn how to like.
Well, also with businesses, like when you're doing a trade. So when you know you have a friend that owns a business, like never ask them for a discount. Especially when it's a new business, they're trying to build their business. Listen, I get it. It's the homie hookup or whatever. When your homie is trying to make a buck and you know that they're an entrepreneur, support their business, make sure that you're giving them the full price and, you know, admire them, but also respect the fact that that's their main hustle or if that's their side hustle. But, you know, don't expect a discount. Yeah,
if you keep discounting your friends, it's going to suck that if they have to go back to like, let's say this is my dream. I want to have my own clothing business, but then you sold yourself short and you can't even like live off of your own dreams because now you're in debt because, you know what I'm saying? So y'all be considerate. Just because they have a business, that doesn't mean they're rich. That just means that they took the risk and they're trying to make their dreams come true.
And stay firm in your price too. A lot of business owners, we owned a brick and mortar. We had a balloon shop, flower shop, and we had all the tchotchkes. And so people would come in there and, you know, it's like, oh, well, can we get a discount on whatever thing? It's like, well, it's already pretty cheap. But, you know, my dad being the nice guy that he was like, oh, yeah, just take this and that. So people caught on to that. And then they understood, like, oh, maybe if I go back there, they'll give us a discount.
Yeah.
And that was the case for the most part. God rest his soul. I miss my dad. But, you know, that's where I learned a lot of my business is not the mistakes, but, you know, the hookups that they did provide for the people in there. their clients or whatever. It was, I was like, well, if you hook everybody up, then
What are we making? Yeah.
You look at the books, you're like, oh, well, we just broke even. But
And you know what? I think if you're also a business owner, if you are pricing, be wise with how you price. I say price them up good enough so if you have those discounts, it doesn't break it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if you bought it at wholesale for $1, and then you're selling them for $2, and then you give your friends like 50% off, like you're breaking even. Right. I say sell it for like $4 if you can't, depending on what you got. I'm just throwing out numbers. Yeah. And then when you do the 50% off, you're still making profit. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to. What do you do, Toni? How do you save money? You have a whole family. What are you doing? I only got to take care of myself.
Listen, I don't shop expensive. The latest. I remember for Christmas, one of the kids were like, I want shoes. And I was like, okay, well, you just bought shoes 3 months ago. They still look pretty decent. We're not going to buy designer. Mm-hmm. If we're going to go to the outlet. Mm-hmm. And you guys have one shoe per semester, right? And then, of course, there's Lolos and Lolas out there that want to donate to the child bank. Fantastic. But also, I have to remind my mom, like, hey, sometimes they don't always need whatever you're getting them. Maybe you spend more time with each other, quality time, rather than, going shopping.
Yeah.
Because, that could also be a bonding moment. I like to go out and, see what's going on in the stores. But for the kids, if they don't absolutely need it, they're not going to get it.
What's your love language?
Quality time.
Quality time?
Yeah. Acts of service.
I don't know. I think I'm also like a giver. Okay, this is what I noticed with me, and I think it's poor habit. I think when I feel bad and I just want to like take care of a situation or take care of people, I spend money. Okay. But then
gifting.
Also, yeah, I think it's gifting. But then again, I'm also like active service. Oh no, I just like time.
Yeah, you're quality time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Time and money. And what else? Time and money. I think this is like a dating.
It's a dating show now. Here we go.
It's not a dating show.
No, but I think you're definitely active. You're acts of service too. But yeah, I'm not a gifter. When I receive gifts, I appreciate it. But I'm more of a quality time with, like today. I was like, oh, quality time. Let's just hang out until your show, I guess.
Yes.
Here we are.
So my question is, well, the holidays were here. Now, this was a topic. Let's say, Toni, if you had a gift that you didn't like, how do you react to it?
What do you mean? Like that I did not like? Well, this has happened in past. And I'm like, hey, maybe we can exchange it for a different color. Or maybe I can exchange it for a different style. And I will be completely honest. And if that person takes offense to it, it's almost like, no, it's just I want to be able to use it, and I don't want to represent me as
I cannot go
right.
No, I'm something else. I'm real different. Like there's gifts that I didn't like. Well, you have to understand, like,
but like and it depends on from who.
No, I hear you. I hear you,
okay.
Girl.
So example. Go ahead. TMI. This is TMI. Here we go.
No, like for example, okay, this is the thing, right? Like I said, I never spent money on myself. So when Christmas came around, there is this guy I was dating, and I'm not trying to bash at him or anything, because he did apologize, like, down the road, but it broke my heart. The thing is so this guy's really into brands and stuff, and I remember buying him these shoes.
Okay.
Anyways, I got the wrong shoe. It was the same brand and everything. And understand, I never bought brands, so I spent money on this guy, more money than I would ever spend on myself.
Right.
And the thing is basically it's the wrong style, that the logo was in the wrong spot, so it didn't match the trend that he wanted. So it broke my heart because, and my sister, she was dating the guy's best friend, and the thing is they were the same size. So what I did, I didn't want to show, like, my guy didn't like my shoes. So I told my sister, I was like, oh, I could just sell these shoes to you so you could gift it to your boyfriend, since your boyfriend loves it a lot, right?
Right.
And basically, that guy I was dating, for him not to appreciate my efforts, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't brag about your efforts, but it's just like shit. Like, you know, I ain't gonna like that killed me on the inside. And how I see Christmas gifts, I feel like it shouldn't be like a obligation. It shouldn't be something expected. Like if you get a Christmas gift, it's it's something extra. Like it's something more than you ever had. So that's why I feel like I had to train myself to learn how to appreciate things that not a lot of people would appreciate. You know what I mean?
And it's different too. Christmas is like, hey, if you receive something, receive it well and receive it, appreciate it. But if it is like a gift and it was like, hey, I don't, and for all I know is like, hey, I know I'm not going to use this, and I know I'm probably not going to wear it, but in kind, can I replace it with something that I know I'm going to really represent, that you gave it to me, or you know what I mean? So some people get it wrong, but I think if you want to be completely honest with that person, I think it's better you tell them like, hey, you know, maybe the color, we can change a color. Like I've done that in past, and you know, maybe
what was their reaction?
You know, they're a little bit taken aback, but then it's like, it's better that I'm using this gift rather than me just storing it somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you. To make it useful.
Because I would want that. Like if I gave you something and, you know, we're just maybe right now, if I gave you something that you probably won't wear and you gave me a look like, oh, then I'd be like, well, maybe do you want to change the color? And I'll read your reaction to it, of course, right? Like, hey, maybe you don't like the style. We can go. I have the gift receipt. Like,
I hate you.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I would feel too sad.
Don't be sad.
Toni, if you were to give me a gift that I did not like, I think I would hate myself if I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's also a preference thing. Like I would prefer you tell me that, hey, maybe I want to get something that was worth your money. Is that wrong?
No, you're good.
Happened to me.
No, you're good. So during Christmas, my little cousin, she's like 5 years old, 6 years old, and she knows I love earrings and stuff. So anyway, she was talking to me about these pair of earrings that she's been like saving up for. Like she got excited for my gift. Like she was bragging about it to me before Christmas for like weeks.
Right.
Anyways, I open it, and it's a shape of a guy. It's, you know, the elf.
Oh,
So it was the elf. Like the elf was on my ears.
Oh.
And then I was speechless. But I didn't want to break her heart. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But no, I get where you're coming from.
Right.
Like for example, my sister, she bought me shoes. But they were the wrong size.
Well,
so
that's different. Then you can go get the right size. But if,
like the right size.
if it's a gift that you're like, oh, I know you spent so much money on this.
Yeah.
I just probably won't find myself wearing it or using it. Let me help me and get to know me better. And that, I think, especially if it's like a dating situation, you're almost like, hey, you know, I love your effort, but here's who I am, kind of thing. Maybe for the next time.
Yeah.
Keep that and then move it along.
Let me tell you what, there's no next time after that.
Oh, girl. Well, then that's the hard out. See you later.
It wasn't hard out, honey. This was the easy out. Just kidding. But no, financially, I think these are good. And also, you're a mom. Like, you have to make sure, like, you can't just make money for your own desires. You have to make sure you got money to take care of your kids.
Yeah, my little ones absolutely understand money, the value of money. They know it does not grow on trees, and we all know that because
Swipe.
yeah, swipey swipey. But you know, my oldest daughter, she started making bracelets. She's selling them. She got this beading kit from our neighbor, beautiful beads. She started making bracelets and sold them. And she's like, Mom, I got this for free, but I can sell these bracelets for $3 each. She's made like 30 bracelets.
Oh, wow. She's smart.
So
Good.
she is on her way to entrepreneurship. I didn't have to buy her a single dime of, you know, her startup
girl.
kit. So that's, you know, you hope that they'll learn on their own and they'll understand the value of the work that needs to be done.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
So money or love?
Love.
Just kidding.
You can make money anywhere.
I can make money with love. Hey.
Yeah. But
no money, no honey, baby.
Well, listen. So I always go back to the caveman days. You're like, oh, well, what did the caveman do? Did they have money? No. They had to survive with their kin. So.
Each other. Yeah, each other.
So forget the money right now.
No, it's true though, because I feel like, there's a time I really did not have money, but the thing is like I learned how to not adjust myself to. I'm not saying be delusional, like, oh my gosh, think I have the whole world when you don't have the whole world. But in all honesty, like, money isn't gonna fulfill you.
No,
you know,
not at all.
Because I remember, like, when I got my first branded purse, I'm just like, oh wow, it was nice in the beginning, right? But then it's like, what comes after that? What, another branded purse to make me feel better? Like, you can't keep trying to fulfill yourself with more materialistic things. But no.
But to each his own. People.
You should be proud of yourself and award yourself. I think that's important. Like, I think that's what I do. Like, so I don't feel guilty. Is like if I work really hard and I spend at the end of my victory or something, it's like, okay, at least I'm not just a spender, like spending money over there.
I like to spend my money on food. Food is, especially with family, like if, people are in town, I don't care to go, spend lavish on whatever. But if I can treat everybody to a nice dinner where we're all sitting together and looking at each other and having laughs, that is my golden ticket. So
for sure. I think I like spending money on experiences, like anything where I know like everybody is here and enjoying, because I would be real pissed, trust me, I'll be so pissed if I was spending money and everybody here is arguing,
right?
Like if I were to spend like $1,000 and everybody's in a happy mood, like I'll be so happy.
No,
like
that brings joy. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like I just want this, like this is it. But like say if I were to even spend only $20 and everybody is arguing, I'm gonna be hella pissed.
Yeah.
Be like
for example, holidays, right? So in our culture, we like to give out money. Like the elders like to, either give out money, play games. If you sing the best song or whatever. Growing up, it was karaoke, it was dance contests or performing. But nowadays, the trending of games. So everybody gets together and like, compete for money or the prizes in a cup or whatever. So coming back from my trip, I was able to do that for the kids because I was like, hey, I didn't bring any gifts for my trip because obviously I don't want to bring all this pasalubong, but also they were able to play and we really spent the day in like the living room and laughing and they're trying to win money from the ping pong, with the ping pong into the cup. It was those are the moments that I think really matter.
That was like the same thing with us because we just bought our place for the first time.
Yay, congratulations.
Girl, you're invited, but not you. So whoever I'm pointing at, not the camera, but you over there on the other side. But like even that, it was during the same times at the holidays. So, Christmas gifts or house, which one do we want?
Yeah, and you have to compromise.
Yeah, I think it's just, for me, it's just quality time. I don't like giving gifts. I don't like giving money as gifts. I like spending time. Like, even, like, with Toni and I, like, I'm not a materialistic thing. I am a materialistic thing.
Actually, I got you a clip, remember? I was like, this made me think of Maiekayla. And then we were at the store. I picked up a clip. But those kind of gifts are appreciated because it's like, it's not forced. You're not just like, I have to get her a gift. It's like, no, I thought of you, and and vice versa. You did the same for me, so it's like those are acts of service.
Yeah, she bought me alcohol. I buy her alcohol.
I'll buy you a candy bar. I will eat your candy bar.
But yeah, I think it's also important to surround yourself with people who are realistic. Financially realistic, and I think this is what I want to normalize. I don't want to normalize. Get the most expensive thing. I want to normalize like, hey, that was a very wise move. That's good that you saved your money, or that's good that you invested. Like, what I'm saying? That's good. What I'm saying? I really want to start highlighting people when they make wise financial moves rather than just blowing it up,
Especially with the kids, so many things are given to them, social media, instant, influences that are like, hey, you have to buy this. Like TikTok, I'm not on TikTok, but every time I hear like, it's a TikTok trend. It's like, well, what's the trend? And they're like, buy this, pandas, this and that. And I'm like, you see, that's where they get you, is the kids. And
yeah, that's true.
You wonder why you're broke? It's because the kids are telling you what to buy.
Like even in the grocery stores, if you look at where
Everything's
the kids.
placed.
Yeah. Like it's eye level
Eye
with
level.
these kids.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But, I think it's also important. Don't get influenced by other people telling you what you should appreciate or what you should not appreciate, if that makes sense.
Or what they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't let other people downgrade what you have. There's sometimes that I even me, like, something I was so proud of, I think other people, they had their own opinions about it, and it made me not appreciate what I have. And that was weak on my point. So what I'm saying is, like, you have to hold your ground. And nothing wrong either with admitting if you don't have money for it now.
Right.
And, sometimes the thing is, you do have the money, but that's not your priority.
That's not
and I think that's a mindset we have to start being okay with saying. Like, let's say if your friends are all going on a trip to... Let's say it was just in Mexico, girls. Toni just came back from her Mexico trip. She got a $45 massage on the beach. And they came back with their mom on the second time.
Right.
But let's say if everybody else in the crowd is all going on a trip and you're not in the place. Let's say it's like a $5,000 trip or something, right? Let's say you have $5,000, but you have other things that you have to spend that money on. It's fine with saying, like, hey, I don't have the money for this right now.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do have the money, but it's okay to know where your priorities are. Because the thing is this, if you could... So people always say this to me, like, oh, Maiekayla, you're so cheap and everything like that. But then sometimes you spend money over here. It's like...
Well, that's no one's business.
Like, the thing is like, if you know how to be frugal in all of these practices, it comes to a point that you're able to afford other things. It's because you trained yourself on these small stuff.
Right.
If you're spending thousands here, thousands there, how can you afford the things that really matters later? Because you're going to be in debt. Secondly, like, you have all of these things that aren't going to, like, take care of you, But yeah, so just be wise. I don't think it's smart to always be treating yourself all the time. Take care of your needs first. And yeah.
It's
Last
2024. Points. There's lots of opportunity to, grow your money, especially if you're young. Just because you're in your younger days doesn't mean you have to go out all the time. But, you're bound to spend the money that you don't have if you're out. And just choose wisely on what you spend on. I think that's what I would have told my younger self is like, hey, do you really need another pair of jeans? Or do you need those shoes? Or you're going to go out and eat again? Like, well, why don't you stay home and eat, what you have at home? But, now with kids, it's a different story because the kids are your priority and what their needs come before yours. So.
And then also, too, since you and I, we do a lot of events. I think what really makes my life, like, so fun and out there is because, like, literally, I just be hopping on whatever. We make it into, like, something spontaneous and fun. Like, there's so many free things out there, you guys. We just had Mahalo Halo. That was a free event. Right. There's entertainment there. That's just one event. Like... And there's something going on all the time here in Vegas. I say, like, get out of your comfort zone, go to these things, always be proactive, and that's going to make your life a lot more value. There's going to add a lot more value to it.
I think it's, if you're going to do an event, try to find and seek those free events because it'll save you money, and then spend money on the food. You know, if you're wanting
Support
the experience, spend money on the food because that's what I was spending on.
Yeah, and think about it. She has kids. I have cousins.
Right.
And we bring them. Like, there's a lot of family events. The holidays was here. Like, you could most definitely spoil your kids, spoil your loved ones by just knowing all these resources. So make sure you guys follow Toni, or maybe not Toni. Maybe she likes her privacy. Maybe follow...
You can follow Mahalo Halo. I usually post... Mahalo Halo LV. Usually I'll post restaurants that are being featured or events that are going on. And there's so many things to do in this city. So if you guys are looking to do something for free, check it out. And Maiekayla's also in the know. So
in the knows. You know what? One of these days I'm going to do a show. I think Toni and I should do a segment where we have a budget. Like those $20 dates?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm telling you, Toni is like the best date out there. Okay, I don't know if I said this before. This girl checks on me. She walks me to my car. Sometimes she pays for my food. She texts me after I'm drunk or something. Maiekayla, did you make it home safely? Like, this girl, she is the man of your dreams. All right.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Of course. All right, you guys, we will do a show, a segment.
You're so funny.
How to be on a budget, but like get the best out of it.
And treat your friend.
And treat your friends or bulldog. All right, you guys. I hope you guys learned a few things. We kind of threw some ideas out there, and I hope your guys' finances multiply in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right, until next time.
Bye, guys. Spend wisely.